Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fantastical episode of Anything But Politics. My name is Jim Altman, and I'm here with...
Christian Rollman, who can see my podcast partner for the first time ever.
Now, we did this on the live stream, episode, 25?
Yeah.
26? That was the episode. That episode was a live stream. We live streamed that, and then that live stream got uploaded as a episode. And we told ourselves we're not going to do that again, and we're not. But this was made possible by your purchase of a new HD webcam. Everyone ogle at Christian's Beauty on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, I don't know, go listen to a song for a little bit. Listen to an ad. Tired of the ads? Fuck you. I'm so sorry. Hey, Spotify. We love you guys.
We do, and you can't see that we're giving you middle fingers, so it's okay.
Oh, you told them.
I told them.
The jig is up.
Sorry, guys.
They're gonna stop listening.
Oh no.
Sorry. And the truth comes out. Christian's always hated the Spotify listeners. Because if they're listening to this podcast, they're not streaming his music out now. Go listen to...
No, they're probably, if they have Spotify. If you have Spotify and you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, you're taking a whole hour out of your day to listen to this, and you won't take 3 minutes to go listen to my music?
You could listen to my music 20 times in an hour. It's a 3-minute song.
No, you're a better man than I. You're a better man than I am, because I was about to say 50 hours because, or no, 30. I was gonna say 30.
You can watch it 30 times.
No, I was gonna say you can. Well, I was gonna say 50 because I'm moronic. Let's move on.
I'm in the math mode. I'm in math mode. I'll go ahead and I'll take this opportunity to put this away. It's just out and on my bed. My budget. I was budgeting earlier today. It's gross.
You can see when I roll now.
Yeah, I can see when you eye roll, bitch.
It's it is good to budget. It is good to budget. We have spoken on that, I think.
Yes, we've spoken on budgeting. I think
budget your money, guys.
Yeah, guys. know where the stuff's going, because if you don't tell it where to go, it'll go somewhere and you won't know where.
Yeah, until you look at your credit card and it's like, oh fuck, I'm still subscribed to. Yo, did you are we young enough to to have paid for things on our parents' phone, with our parents' credit cards by accident online?
So yeah, there's always been. It was just a lot harder to do, because with the ability to save a card number onto a computer, you can literally just be choose card. Google has saved your card information. This is a thing. I bought a pizza the other day, and Google Chrome dead ass was like, "Want us to remember this?" And I was like, "Hell no!"
Where'd you get the pizza?
I want you to do the opposite of it. I want you to forget I was here, Google.
Where'd you get the pizza?
They were like, do you want us to remember your card so you can easily use it the next day? No!
You're deflecting. Where did you get the pizza?
Oh, I didn't even hear the question.
Oh, okay. I thought you just kept I'm not going to answer that. Where'd you get the pizza, Jim?
I think it was PJ's. I think I got it from PJ's.
Okay.
We have talked civilly on the matter.
Yep.
I still get Domino's because it's still good. It just depends on what we want.
Okay, yeah.
If you want good crust,
Domino's is the way to go. Absolutely.
Better pineapple.
Ooh.
But
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm a pepperoncini man, and I got extras. I was like, because I don't
order
know how
extras?
You can order extra pepperoncinis. Not only that, but if you ask for extra pepperoncini online, it's just you select how many. It's like adding a sauce cup. You have to select a number of how many you want. But the thing is, I always put 1, and they always give me 5. There's one that comes with the box, and then there's they just throw more in, a hand. They must be counting by the handful because they throw those suckers in.
Wait, how many can you order?
How many pepperoncinis can you legally give me?
Yeah. Can you just all of them? All the ones you have. Every single pepperoncini in your store will be in my stomach by the end of the night.
I want it. I want to buy. There was a TikTok that kind of blew up recently of a guy what is it? Ordering a full onion from Burger King. Yeah, he needed to, like, he was cooking something with onion, and his girlfriend was like, go get it. And it was late at night, and the place was closed, like the Food Lion or whatever it was closed. And he pulls up to a Burger King. He's like, hey man, could I buy an onion? And the guy's like, what? Something with onion? Like onion rings? He's like, no. Could I, like, if I paid for it, could I buy a whole onion? And he explained the situation. He's like, I'm cooking this. My girlfriend or whatever wants it. Guy on the other end very much reminded me of, like, me at Sonic. Because dead ass, dude was like, yeah, I could sell you an onion. Because, like, you can do a side of onion for, like, 15 cents on the system, right? You can do, like, extra onion on the burger. And there's a button to do add onion. So you just do, like, something that's free, like a pack of ketchup. You add a pack of ketchup. Extra onion, and then charge him, like, $2 for it. Dude drives away from Burger King with a whole ass onion. Dude got so psyched. The employee got so hyped because that's the moment that fast food people live for.
Yeah.
That's absolutely the moment that fast food people live for. And the dude was like, guy in the car was like, hey man, you've done me a great service this night. She's going to be so happy that we're able to cook this thing. And dude was so hyped over the speaker. He was like, yeah, dude, I'll get my manager to ring up. You tell him Burger King got you that onion. You tell them you got that onion at Burger King. And he was so excited, and I was so happy for them.
Well, it's such a fun moment when you can, like, do something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
Guaranteed that man's never been able to, like, he's probably never even thought, like, oh shit, I could get you a full ass onion. Until someone pulls up and they're like, onion. Now.
It's crazy because, like, how many times do you think you have to do something before you are great at it? How long do you have to spend doing something before you're just really, really good?
They say
it depends on the thing.
They say 10,000 hours will make you an expert at something.
It takes, like, 3 days to, like, form a habit. And, like, a decade to get rid of it.
Here's the thing. That's such a niche old joke.
Yeah. That's like 15 episodes back.
Yeah. No, more. I think more than that, because that was not a recorded episode. That was not a videoed episode. That's an old joke.
Really?
Yeah.
We weren't on video when we made the It Takes So Long to Break a Habit? Mm-mm. Is that like our first 5 episodes? Is that
I
like
believe
one of the,
so.
It's one of the first.
It's an old joke.
It's a good fucking joke. But
it is a good joke.
I digress.
Yeah. Sorry.
So imagine every day at that store, I took at the very, 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 very least like 100 orders to cars across my day. In one shift, I would do one thing, which is pick up the tray, make sure everything's on it, get it there safely while roller skating, give them their food, read off the receipt. There's a list of things you do as a car hop. Mind-numbing things just because of the repetitiveness of it. So I had to have done it at least 100 times a day. I worked there for 3 years. So to give an employee the gift of something new is such a good gift. Such a good gift. If you literally went to the Papa John's guy and was like, hey, I'll have the tub. Oh, pepperoncini. Better ingredients, better peppercini. Pepper John's.
Papa John's. Pepper John's?
Pepper John's.
That's amazing. I love that. Speaking of Sonic, I have been to Sonic.
Wait! You've been to Sonic, and that's excellent. But we got a show to start.
Let's do it.
Let's go and roll the tape. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, everybody. This is Jim and
We've
Christian.
never watched each other dance. I'm uncomfortable.
This is rough. We might have to cut the dancing. No more of that.
We can never dance again. And I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
I don't think I've ever heard that song. What is that?
You absolutely fucking have. We've talked about it on the fucking show, Christian.
Is it that chick?
No.
Who is that?
We've talked about this. I think it was it could have been the Ballin' Into Potty episode.
Oh shit,
it's a song. Dog. What's the sexiest song in existence?
Careless Whisper.
That's Careless Whisper.
When? What point?
We talked about that on the episode. I said, Christian, have you ever listened to that song? It's sad.
I ain't gonna lie.
That is a sad song.
I ain't gonna lie.
And it's, yeah?
I don't know if I've listened past, like, the first minute.
That's the thing. You argued on the episode that it was a sexy song, and I was like, no, Christian, listen to it. It's sad. And you were like, sexy saxophone.
But the first 20 seconds are the sexiest 20 seconds the sexiest 20 seconds in music.
Yes.
You at least argue that.
No.
Okay.
I'll back you on that. All right. But to say that Careless Whisper is a sexual song, the first 20 seconds, sure, go wild. But the song...
You're trying to set the mood with Careless Whisper, but you have to keep going back. Like after 20 seconds, you're like, oh shit, you gotta.
You have to skip the next song.
You have to go back. The mood. You just keep rewinding over and over and over every 20 seconds. So you're like trying to get it on, but every 20 seconds you have to be like, oh, hold on, babe.
Tired of the ads.
Anyway.
Speaking of Sonic, you said before we rolled the tape.
I can't stop going every day during happy hour to get a lemonade. I can't stop. It's so good.
If you're going to get a lemonade, keep going. It's such a fun experience to be a regular and to have regulars.
Yeah, it's true.
I miss my Sonic regulars. You get such a fucking good relationship with them. And then I am a regular at my local McDonald's.
Oh, really?
Sometimes I go so often that they like
PD on the reg.
Like some of the people that have worked there longer like know my order. But we keep changing it up on them. Like I haven't really liked the BTS meal because 10 nuggets just doesn't do it for a grown boy.
No, it doesn't.
But the sweet chili sauce, I'm gonna have to give that like at least a 9 out of 10, if not a perfect score.
Really?
Yeah, the McDonald's sweet chili sauce is banging.
I'm a honey man myself, which is I know a bitch move, but that honey is so good.
A creamier, tamer sauce. Cajun? They have a Cajun sauce also with this BTS.
How many sauces do they have?
They have 2 special ones. If you remember, like the whole Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce thing, it's like that and not like that. They have these special sauces for a limited time due to a special thing. The special thing being the band BTS having a meal.
Yes, behind the scenes.
I am 21, and I don't know why I say that because, like, I'm about to say, oh, and in all my years I've never done yada yada. But the thing is, the thing that I've never experienced hasn't been able to be experienced, but for, like, the last couple of years, I've never heard a BTS song. Never heard one.
Me either.
And, like, I am aware of the power they have on Twitter, and the power that there are power in numbers. And they have power, the BTS fans. And BTS is a band. It's a good band.
Here's the crazy thing.
Yeah, tell me about it.
They just released a song June 4th. So very recent.
Very
recent.
BTS,
by the way.
Yeah.
236 million streams. In, like, 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dog, them's some numbers.
Dem's some crazy numbers.
Crazy numbers. What's even crazier is their top song isn't even that much more than that. Their top song isn't even
are they about to beat their own record?
No, they're still like 700 million off, but their top song isn't at 1 billion yet, which is weird that they have so many people listening to their recent songs so quickly, but their top song isn't even at 1 billion.
But yeah. So the BTS meal, sweet chili sauce, definitely recommend for those that like a bit of spice.
Interesting. I'll go.
But, yeah, I always try the new things they have just because you get the same thing too many times and it's boring. But
here's the thing about being a regular.
Yeah.
If you're a regular and you order something different, you've immediately broken the heart of whoever is working there. Tell me I'm wrong.
It depends what energy you have with them during the interaction. Because at Sonic, you have a little bit to like talk.
True. When a regular comes through the drive-thru and they're like, or they order over the phone and I know who it is, I'll be like, what can I get for you? And they'll be like, I'm actually going to change it up this time. I immediately go from, really? Like it drains me. I get so sad.
You're one of the constants.
I thought I knew you.
Who are you anymore?
Who are you? I thought we were friends, man. What the fuck? What have you done to me?
I thought we had something going on, honestly.
I thought we had chemistry. Clearly we don't. Clearly you didn't give a shit about that, our time together.
No, you get that fun little, like, moment of, like, ooh, trying something new. You know, you get that as a regular who changes their order.
I suppose that's fair. I don't know. Maybe I have a bad outlook.
I knew that I didn't want to be the guy that was a regular at a McDonald's. I didn't want to be that guy. However, I knew that it happened, and I had solidified my place when, like, a couple months ago, like 2 or 3 months, I went without Mimi because she was busy working at home. And I go, and the lady who, like, runs my card was like, hey, where's your wife? And I knew. I was like,
yeah.
I come here way too often.
Here's how I knew. For a while at Bojangles, I would go and get a sweet tea before my shift.
Yeah.
And I went one time. They had already had it made, because I always go before my shift at 5 o'clock. They had already had it made, and they said, this one's on us. And I was like, I have to stop coming here.
No, we loved treating regulars like that. We had, like,
yeah.
Do you have any trades at Domino's? Y'all ever do trades? Tradesies?
Tradesies?
Yeah, there's a guy who would always come through, and this is the guy that did my wedding cake. Guy's name's Rob. I've personally known him since I was like 8, but the store, when I saw him at the store, I was like, hey, what's up? It's Chad. I work here now. And he's like, hey, man, I've known you since you were like 8. And I was like, I know. But my managers come out and start talking to him, and I'm like, oh, do y'all know each other? He goes there every single day. He gets 4, Route 44, which is 44 ounces, cups of ice. That's what he gets for the people that work at his store.
Oh, okay.
Who want ice. Thing is, we give it to him. We never charge him for that ice. One, because it's already cheap as hell, and he made the trip out here. Also, he tipped his car hops like there was no tomorrow. Absolutely, that man.
We're good.
Sometimes he'd like get food because he was just a little hungry. Bigger man, Rob. And he would sometimes like break his own bill with his tip. Cool guy, Rob.
Wow.
Anywho. Yeah, we never charged him for that ice. Every Friday, which was a huge day for his cake company because that was Cupcake Day, and they always have a unique flavor every Friday that they post on Facebook, and then they like sell out by noon.
That's precious.
Because it's literally like the best like bakery in my area. At least family owned. It's not. It doesn't taste like corporate. It tastes like love.
This cupcake tastes like corporate.
The flavor of the week is corporate.
Corporate.
Tastes like office meetings and Microsoft Outlook.
This tastes like a water cooler. Ugh.
Yeah. He'd bring us like 6 cupcakes.
That's nice.
For whatever crew was working on the shift that he swung by every Friday.
Aww.
Yeah, we did
cute man,
tradesies.
Rob.
It was very cute.
I'm not gonna lie, that does not happen here. I think the only tradesies we get is police officers will take our employees to prison and take them to jail, and we give them pizzas.
You give the cops pizza, you're like,
thank you. Oh my god, he was so annoying. Thank you.
I won't say their name, just because I don't know.
Do it.
If they listen. No, I don't know if they listen to the show or. They definitely don't, but like on the off chance that they ever get around to it. I used to work with someone at my old job at the other call center, and they weren't the best worker, or a good one, but they worked. Sometime. Like, I'm just trying to think of something kind, just to where if they ever watch this, I can redeem myself. But they didn't work well enough to keep their job.
Okay.
Because I've started seeing them at the McDonald's. That is right across the street from where I used to work. So
Right.
like I go to get my fix, and I see this person that like I was in training with. Like they weren't just a coworker. We started on the same date.
Whoa.
We had convos. We had smoke breaks, which is a spiritual moment between employees.
Absolutely. I know all about that. Anytime no, I can't even.
Well, the thing is, when I was young and I like didn't smoke, when I like just started at Sonic, I would still go out for smoke breaks, but I would just like stand with the people that were there and talk to them, because that's what you do on a smoke break. You
Yeah.
relax a little bit, talk to your coworker, have a nice actual conversation instead of yelling about having to sell whole onions. But straight up, I just wouldn't smoke. But the thing is, I realized that you probably couldn't do that. Can you be around smoke? A
Oh
lot of it?
no. No.
Yeah.
I can't be around at all.
So you couldn't go out to even talk.
Yeah. No, if I'm walking by a person and they're smoking, I have to literally go and hold it till I get by.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because if I breathe it in, I'm fucking coughing up blood that night. It's bad.
Cool.
I can't go to a state fair because of all the cooking. I went to a state fair once, and that night I was up like all night coughing up blood.
Oh man.
So I couldn't go anymore. Yeah. I mean, like, not a big
that's
fan of the
wild.
state fair, am I? But
Yeah.
still, it sucks when like a bunch of people, hey, we're all going to the fair. You want to come? Like, fuck yeah. Nope. Can't go. Your
Dang.
lungs said no.
I hardly ever smoke. I smoke like maybe 3 packs a year.
Oh shit, you don't smoke.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like it is dead ass. People are like, "Hey, do you smoke?" And I'm like, hardly even socially.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could. I'm a social smoker, and in a pandemic, not a lot of social things are happening. So like
That's good because during pandemic, most people's like,
habits got worse.
yeah, I don't want to call it. I don't even want to call it a bad habit because it's not a habit for you. So-
Smoking?
but
Oh no. Yeah. That's the thing
but,
is
yeah,
I've always been very careful with it. That's my whole thing when it comes to any type
good.
of drug, whether it be cigarettes or alcohol or anything else that's state legal. It is that I never do it to like fix something else. Like a lot of people
yeah.
at work, they get stressed at work and they have to take their smoke break to relieve themselves. And I'm like, no. Relieve yourself. Just take a fucking breath of actual air first. Have a sip of water.
Relieve yourself by going to relieve yourself. That will usually do it for me.
Just crank one out real quick. You're at work and 66% of people already do it.
I meant like take a shit or something, but that works too. That'll actually do the trick.
Then have a smoke break. Then go have a cigarette. Because the second you take any drug, anything that alters you in any way, and use it as, I don't want to say a crutch. You don't like have to.
No,
like,
but yeah.
man, this makes my day better. No, that's okay too. You're allowed to enjoy your day.
It shouldn't be a coping mechanism.
It shouldn't be a coping mechanism for anything, no
Nah.
matter how small that thing is. I'm a little stressed. I'll smoke. If the second you equate blank, so I'll smoke, you're going down a dark tunnel. So I've never had that mentality. I've always confronted my personal demons before drinking or smoking cigarettes or anything else state legal.
That's
And
huge.
I'll knock on wood, with a family history of people that get addicted to drinking and smoking as well. I've never had the thought, hey man, I really need a cigarette. And I've told my
good.
friends, another thing is definitely surround yourself, if you're going to like do that for funsies, because you're allowed to. Don't let people say you're not allowed to like, if you're allowed to drink for fun, you're allowed to like smoke cigarettes for fun. Yeah, it's unhealthy, but so is everything. You're gonna die anyway.
So is drinking.
Surround yourself with people that are good, that you can trust, because I've told my friends, I say, hey, the day that I do say something along the lines of, hey, I really need a cigarette, I've had a tough day, take the pack away, throw it away.
Yep.
Surround yourself with good people, don't use it as a crutch and you'll be fine. You do whatever you want, you're an adult. Unless you're not an adult, in which case, don't smoke.
Or drink.
Or drink. I definitely smoked starting at 16. I've looked in my mid-20s since I was 15. So, like, I would just go into a gas station and be like, hey, forgot my wallet at home. Could I, Marlboro Green, Blacks, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
you have
I
to
felt
go.
like.
You have to go in confident with it. You can't go and be like, could I order cigarettes, please?
I had already been acting for 4 or 5
Yeah.
years, so I nailed it. I nailed that audition.
Yeah.
I just said, Marlboro Black 100s.
As
And
if
they're
you've
like,
been
"Oh,
ordering
okay."
them for years. Yeah.
I smoked during Wizard of Oz, not during the show, like backstage.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like,
that's because that's not cool.
I mean, like, in 2017, while away from home and living on my own, I went to, like, a Sheetz
Yep.
and was like, your finest pack of cigarettes, please. No card. And I'm like, man, this is...
Nice.
I've broken the system.
One time, I went into a food line to get alcohol because I am 21.
Yes, you were of age. You weren't trying
Yes.
to fake ID them.
And
I just talked about the fact that I smoked underage. Now, I want to make sure your story is
Yes.
prefaced with, hey, this
Yes.
is legal.
Yes, I did a legal thing, and I went and got alcohol, and they didn't card me. This is not a face that doesn't get carded. I know where I'm at in life, and looking like I'm over 21 is not one of the places that I'm at in life. I could not believe it, because she was like, okay, go ahead, and I was like, okay, which is, at that point, why didn't she go, actually, wait a second, can I see your card? Because, like, I was confused. I looked like I was a 17-year-old who was like, I got away with it. But I didn't. And also, I wasn't trying to get away with anything. So I don't know why she, at no point in the conversation, was like, I should probably card this guy.
That's the thing. That's the funny thing, because in all accuracy, like, you probably, in that moment, looked more suspicious than an underage person who would have committed to the bit.
Yes! They would have just been like, cool, see ya. But I was like, are you sure? Really? No way! Sweet! And then walked out of there. Who knows, man? She has to be fired by now. If she's not carding me, she's not carding anybody. So she needs to be gone. She should be gone. Anyway.
Anywho, yeah. That was the I guess anti-smoking ad or the how to smoke correctly.
Did you see
Sponsored by Marlboro.
the TikTok that was like, hey, can I get a beer? And the person was like, yeah, let me see your card. And he grabbed the card, looked, and then immediately gave it back. And the guy was like, you didn't look
19.
for very long.
I had
was
this
like, yeah.
conversation recently. So I went to a sex shop last week, or within the last 7 days.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And like, there's a front of the store and there's a back of the store, and that's separated by a wall and a door. And in the front of the store, there's like all the as family friendly as you can get stuff. It's just lingerie, pretty much. It's clothes. And then like maybe there's something minorly explicit, like lube.
Yeah.
But to go into the back where the novelties are, you have to present your ID. And Mimi and I had gone, and we had completely blanked on us. We have so many good stories of like forgetting IDs. A lot of cool stuff comes from that. I have another follow-up story after this. Just remind me about IDs and Mimi. But
Gotcha.
yeah, we went back to our place is only a block or two away from where I live. Joys of living downtown. We grabbed her passport, went back, and then yeah, because like we were the people that were like in there, and we were like looking around at the clothes, and then without a word we just leave. And then because I live so close, literally like 10 minutes later we're back in the door, and then we're like, I didn't have the moment. See, you were waiting on them to ask for the ID.
Yes.
I didn't try to play it like, I'm gonna go through this door now. I literally like walked up to the lady and I was like,
Yeah.
and then like I held up Mimi's passport.
Yeah.
I was like, look,
There it is.
I drove home for you.
I have a quick question.
What's up?
How many times have you scratched your balls on this podcast?
On this podcast? I don't think once. I do not think one time. I don't
How?
think my balls itch when I sit.
Yo, that's the only time they itch.
I'm a stand-in man.
I can't tell you how many times. I have lost track. It's at least 5 times per episode.
We'll see if that makes it in. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to know if that makes the cut.
If what makes the cut?
This conversation.
Why wouldn't it?
I don't know. We're open with people. I just said I went to a
Yeah.
sex shop.
Guy, I went to a sex shop. Guys, I scratch my balls in front of you every day. Maybe it's because, do you wear jeans? You wear jeans.
Yeah, I'm a jean boy.
I wear sweats every time I do this podcast. Sweats make me sweat, and they when they're sweat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, all the time. And I feel confident. I'm sitting here. You can only see shoulder up. Unless I'm going like this, you have no idea. And if I'm doing this, then there's some real problem.
Scratching is the least of your worries. Mimi got a tattoo.
Ooh.
Using a very unique form of identification. Right before the pandemic hit, 2020. We're talking like March-ish, early March. We learn that a lot of tattoo companies do a Friday the 13th sale. If there is a Friday the 13th in that month, go to your local tattoo shop's social media. They likely do a Friday the 13th sale. It's just part of the culture.
Interesting.
And they have like however many sheets of paper, one sheet of paper, 10, 20, with a bunch of like designs on it. And they're like, if you pick anything off this sheet, we'll do it like $30. Yeah. So
that's sick.
Yeah, we went. We absolutely went. We like planned which one we were going to go to, like, because you have to pick which designs you actually want. Because you have to pick off a sheet, it's not as personal, so you have to make sure that the thing that's already pre-done has enough, you have enough reason to go do it.
Yeah.
So we go, and we get there, we're signing the papers and everything, and they're like, all right, we'll just get like a copy of your ID and then hand it right back. And we both look at each other. We did not bring her passport. I had my license, of course, so the two options were, it was late at night. I got off work at like 9 and drove a city away. So the options were neither of us get tattoos or only me get tattoo. And either way, it's like, you're bummed because you had plans.
Yeah.
You planned for this.
Yeah.
And I forgot a very important piece of the process because it had been a while since we did tattoo stuff. I'm like trying to scramble for something that we could make work. And I was like, can you use a photograph of the thing? And they're like, yeah, we just need a picture of it for our records. That's why we scan it in, we do a copy and then hand it back to you. We need the copy for records. And I was like, so my picture would count as the copy you needed. They were like, yeah, you just have to email it to us. And I was like, okay. So I start scrolling because throughout all of immigration stuff, it was very likely that I had a picture of her opened passport or just something identifying, like maybe her birth certificate. Any legal document with her full name and birth date on it is a legal document to use as identification for this process. I'm looking through. Passport, it was a bust. Birth certificate was a bust. Nothing. I'm scrolling through like 1,500 photos, and I'm not finding anything. This was in March. I get to I went all the way back to the beginning of my camera roll and then came back.
Yeah.
And then I think I went back again. And on that second trip, I got to around November. I got to around late November, early December, because it had to go through the mail and then make its way to my house for me to take a picture. I sent a picture to my mom. Got it. It's official. I got my marriage certificate, which has you and your spouse's legal name and you and your spouse's date of birth.
That's dope.
We said, does that work? They went,
Yo.
Yeah, that works. Email that to us. And we used a marriage certificate to get a tattoo. And she has that tattoo,
amazing.
and it looks great.
Anybody who says, what the fuck do I need to get married for? Who cares about getting married? That's how all those people talk, by the way.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares? What, the government gets to say that I'm in love with you? Fuck that, I'm not getting married. That's why you get married. So that you can get a tattoo, and if you forget literally every form of identification, that is why you fucking get married, so.
Yeah, the tattoo story is definitely up there. You have very interesting, story-worthy mental breakdowns, so it is. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes a top 5.
Yeah, but no, they make for great stories.
That's fair.
You're just at the park, and the next thing you know, you're just on a bench, just sobbing in daylight. But then you find a rock, like a really cool rock. It was painted. It was a painted rock.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. So, stopped crying. Mental breakdown over.
By the way.
Yeah.
Because if I keep yawning, I promise I'm not, bored out of my mind. I, for the first time in a long time, pulled an all-nighter.
An all-nighter?
Yeah. Not last night, the night previous, but you know it doesn't hit you until after you get another sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I slept for like 10 hours last night, but 10 hours in 2 days is not awesome. So I am just dying, man. But I needed to fix my sleep schedule. I was staying up to like 6 a.m. and that's not cool. That's not cool at all.
I've started getting up at 6:30.
Oh,
I'm going to sleep at like 1:30. Going to sleep at like 1:30, waking up at 6:30.
and you're just chilling,
What do you mean?
like no problems.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm energized. Fuck you.
Well, it
I need
depends
at
on the
least
day.
7.
Everyone can wake up and just.
Yeah, sure, but not every day. I need at least 7.
Straight up, dude, we talked about this. Remember how I was talking about, like, in high school, my mom was like, you need to get to sleep. And my ADHD brain would stare at the ceiling like, what the fuck? And, like, I literally could not fall asleep because the ADD brain going crazy. Like, and I just wasn't tired. I said in that episode, I know how many hours of sleep I need because my body tells me. It lets me know.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, why didn't you just wake up earlier?
Like, earlier than I had to catch the bus?
Yeah, just wake up at 5.
What would I do? Because everyone else in the house would be asleep.
You can like play video games or something?
And here's the thing, I don't want to sound like that kid, because I'm definitely not. But, like, by the time I was in late high school, the kid with a sleeping curfew was, I had a separate room for gaming because my grandma died. No, I'm kidding. Well, kinda, yes, no. She had an apartment, like, downstairs. She had a room downstairs, and then, no, she did die, and then my sister took it, and then my sister's room became vacant, and I occupied it.
Fair.
I stuck a flag in the ground, and I was like, it's mine, and Mom's like, what the fuck did you do to the floor? And, I claimed it as my own.
That's fair. Why didn't you just pee on it? That's the way to claim something. You don't have to damage the floor.
I never peed on that carpet.
Yo, I peed on... Yo.
Fuck this show, I quit.
Hey, it's been a long time since we've done a piss story.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about piss in a while.
What is the worst place you've pissed? Or the worst thing you've pissed on?
I have a poetic one.
All right. Give it to
You know
me.
when you're a kid, like a kid, like younger than 7,
Yeah.
but like old
a
enough
kid.
to be conscious and like make decisions.
Yeah.
And you know when you're a guy, and you've got a penis,
Oh, shit. Yes. First.
and you're just like, whoa,
Whoa. This is the
thing-
shit.
This thing, it'll go anywhere. Aiming easy. I've got aim assist on this thing.
I'm actually crying. Okay.
So as a young boy, if you have a son around that age, like 4 to, if he can walk and undo his own pants, watch out. He's
like
gonna
crazy.
piss somewhere
He's
on
got
purpose.
a built-in water gun.
He's gonna make the
Yeah.
conscious decision to piss somewhere. Mine,
Somewhere cool.
poetic.
Okay.
Okay, so I grew up religious. My family was religious, so I grew up in that household. So I had some themed toys. And what do you think is the most biblically poetic thing for me to piss on?
Like a Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark toy. I had Noah's Ark, and I said it's flood time, baby.
Oh my god, I hate you.
You asked. That came up purely organically.
That's beautiful. Mine's
Go on.
dangerous. So, yeah.
Electric fence?
So, much like you, I had, when I was like, from the ages 7 to 11, I had my own space. I had my room, but then I also had not a room. My family had a garage. But you couldn't get to the garage with your car. It's the dumbest thing ever. Because it was like way over past in the yard. So you had your driveway, and then the garage was like way further off.
Yeah.
Don't know what the point is, but nevertheless, we had it.
Yeah.
And upstairs was my mom's photography studio.
Mm-hmm.
And downstairs, she was like, fair game, who wants it? And I was like, me and my friend are using that shit, and we are going to make the dopest, like, fucking hangout spot ever.
Yeah.
So we had that place decked out. We had couches. We had a TV that was as big as my head, and we would watch Lord of the Rings on it, and we would play old Atari games.
And
That
we'd
shit
piss
was
in the
fire.
corner.
So we also had. First off, we were like, "Yo, we need somewhere to piss, and I don't want to go outside." So we started pissing in a bucket. My mom went in and was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Define bucket.
Like a
Was it like a 5-gallon you use paint? Okay. That's a hefty size. I didn't want you like pissing in a pail, like a little.
No, like a bucket. Like like a bucket. So it was a bucket, and we were pissing in it, and my mom found it, was like, what the fuck are you doing? It is 5 steps to get outside. I was like, yeah, but then we'd have to go outside. I can't play Atari
She wouldn't
outside.
understand.
You don't get it, Mom.
And I know she listens to this, so it's just like I bet that was the day you learned that lesson, Miss Rome.
Yes.
Is that
your kid's gonna piss. Kids will piss.
Boys
Where the
gonna
parents are
piss
away.
where a boy's gonna piss.
Boys are gonna piss where boys are gonna piss.
Gotta keep your eyes on them, man.
So then when that was a no-go, she was like, don't piss in this bucket. I was like, chill. We'll find somewhere else. I was 8 years old.
Okay.
And I was like, I wonder what happens if you piss on an electrical outlet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, seems fair.
The answer, if you're curious, what happens?
It gives you CF. This is the Joker origin story.
You want to know how I... What is it? What is the line?
It's got these scars.
Got these scars. You want to know how I got these lungs? Pissing on an electrical outlet. So I pissed on an electrical outlet.
Yeah.
And actually, like, don't do it at home, but it doesn't shock you. It doesn't... The electricity doesn't travel through your piss up to your penis like you would think it did.
Because in order to do that, it has to have one current. Source to source.
Yes.
And unless you are an inch away and pressure pissing into the outlet, it's not going to have a path for the electricity to travel.
No. So there are breaks in your piss.
Yeah.
But what it does do, that shit blows up. That shit blows up, and you can't use it anymore. It is not an electrical outlet. It's just 3 little holes in the wall. That's all it is now. You can't use it for shit.
Have you ever looked at an outlet and was like, that thing looks a bit sad? Like a 3-prong? And you're like, oh no, buddy, what's wrong?
Aw, poor guy. Yeah, they do make it look...
Now we know what he's seen. We know what he's been through.
Yeah, so don't piss in electrical outlets, or they will not have utility anymore. So that was my first probably serious, like, problem piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, pissu, if you will.
Perfect. I think episode title worthy. Piss you?
Pissu, yeah.
Piss you.
Got a piss story. Oh, by the way, a floodlight is a... It's been sitting here for a while. A large, powerful light, typically one of several used to illuminate a sports field, a stage, or the exterior of a building. So, I don't think it's a floodlight.
That's the exterior of the hallway. It's
Close
also,
enough.
what was the middle one? There was stadium?
A stage.
Stage.
See, this is a set.
What is this? If not a stage for this
Life
podcast.
is but life is a stage. What is it? Life is a...
All
All the world's a stage.
the world's a stage. I did that monologue in high school.
Did you really? It's a really good one.
I had a project for an English teacher who was like, hey, you're gonna do a project based off like your short and long-term goals. So where are you gonna be in a year, 5-year, 10-year kind of thing? What college you gonna go to? Really? Prove it. Apply there. Show me the application that you used to apply there. And it was great because it got you thinking ahead, and it definitely helps for that first year. I don't think any of the 5-year predictions ended up being right. But like,
They never are.
I was like, I'm going to be, because in senior year of high school, I was like, I'm going to be doing musical theater at some college on the East Coast. And I think I even turned in like my Juilliard, like
Nice.
audition form. Like I had a date and a time set, and that's what I turned in as like my, hey, I applied. And also got a audition set up. and she was psyched about that. But you also had to do one like visual thing, so like you do all your money. You're like, oh, I'm gonna live here, and you work out a budget. You have to do a whole budget. Gross.
Wow, this is intense.
Great teacher, loved her.
No kidding.
One of the like only 4 in high school that like did anything.
Did anything? Yeah.
Then you had to do like a visual thing depending on what job you're gonna do. So I was the one person who like my thing was easiest.
Yeah.
I just got to do a monologue.
That's sick. What is the character that does that monologue?
I don't know. I didn't do well. I'm sorry, but like I was in senior year of high school. I had a lot of teachers demanding a lot of big projects, and I was probably in a show at the time, you know. So like I didn't have a lot. I got through maybe like the first 5th of it and then crumbled. I had nothing. I just looked at the back of the auditorium because that's the thing. The way my old school was set up, imagine 3 circles that are like kind of overlapping just a little bit. Can you imagine that? Just overlapping a little bit, kind of touching. There was G circle, C circle, and A circle. G for gymnasium, because the gym is here. That's what that circle is. It's the gym and the gymnasium. There's C circle, which is here's the cafeteria. And then there's A circle, academic. Here's all the classes are in this hallway. All the classes are in this hallway. Yeah, it was awesome. But the thing is, in the center of A circle, you have a gym, you have a cafeteria. In the center of A circle, you had 2 things. It was split in half. It was... It was split into 2 things.
Yeah.
It was a library on the front side, and it was a theater on the back.
Nice.
So if all the classes are in A circle and the theater's right there, for my monologue, she was like, do you just want to do this like on stage? We'll get you on stage. And it was just me and her.
Okay.
And the theater teacher.
Nice.
So like us 3 went in there. I started, got through a 5th of it, blanked, looked at the back wall. They were like, do you want to start again? And I was like, yeah. And then I did, got through a 5th of it, stared at the back wall. And then they were like, do you want to look at it? And I looked at it, and then started going, got through the first 5th of it, stared at the back wall. And I just sat down on the front of the stage. I was like, hey, I had more time to prepare. I spent it doing other stuff. They were like, what'd you do? I was like, well, I did this teacher's budget project because he also had a...
My Skyrim character is at level 75, so that's most of my time.
No, I was just like, hey, this other teacher.
It happens.
So remember how I called her one of the good teachers? One of the worst teachers I had in high school was one of the worst because he did dumb shit like this. He also had a budget project because he was the economics teacher. So of course, it's more in his lane to do a budget project.
Is it?
But the thing was, the English teacher already does a budget project, so what did he do? Changed the formatting. He said, all the things that you did, all the work that you did for her cannot be turned into me as well. All these things have to be changed.
But that's what it is!
It has to be presented in this certain way.
But that's what it is. It's a budget project. You're giving me the same thing, just be like, do it in a different way, because I don't just turn in the what. But that is it. It just is what it is. I can't make it different.
That guy hated.
Fuck that guy. That's fucked up. You can't just make it different.
Luckily,
what college are you going to? This one. All right. Now, what other college are you going to? Fuck that guy. Fuck him. There's only one budget. It's the one that exists.
I would tell that to his face. Hey.
You should.
Is he a coach? In the South, a lot of teachers are coaches.
They sure are.
Like my favorite history teacher, I'll call him Coach A. Coach A was dope. Is he a coach?
Coach
I think
A
he
is
was.
just cool.
Coach R. Hey, I know you don't listen to this show, but let's say you do. One day. Let's say one day Christian and I, we make it big. We're touring. Music, comedy, I don't care. We're making films. We're making music. Who knows? We're just out there in the world creating. We're on one of the talk shows we used to shit on. That's probably a clip that's also going to be shown. James Corden, Mr. like 60-year-old James Corden. Go ahead and throw that one up. But no. I want this clip to be shown. And I want to say, Mr. R, you're a rat bastard.
That's what R stands
You're not a teacher. You are a assigner of busy work. You are a assigner of tasks. You are a taskmaster at fucking best. You said, do A, B, and C. And I said, tell me how. And you said, it says how in your book. And I'm like, your book doesn't get paid a fucking salary, Richard. His name's not Richard, but
he's a dick.
but he is a dick. Great one.
Thank you. I'm doing a lot of name puns today, I guess, between Jim and Richard. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But I did it in the auditorium, and they were like, yeah, I did his project. I was like applying to colleges. They were like, so you were doing the shit that we wanted you to be doing. Fuck. I got a passing good. I think I got a 100. I don't think she docked me. I don't think she like docked points for that whatsoever.
That's amazing.
She was like, so you were doing the thing that we aimed for you to be doing. And I was like, if this is what you wanted me to be doing, and they're like, yeah, you're good.
My senior year, my English teacher, who had a... I'm not a teacher's pet type of person, but I do the work that is asked of me.
If you're a dope teacher, oh my god, we're gonna literally be besties.
Yes,
I was good friends with a lot of my teachers. If you sucked, I told you in class.
Yeah, that's fair. No, there was a teacher that I didn't particularly like, but also like, I didn't have anything against her, but she really liked me for some reason. And
I had someone like that in like middle school.
She was like, this is senior year, by the way. She's like, you're going to do a book report. And I'm like, okay, I'm 18 years old. What am I doing a book report for? But
yeah,
that was like a big senior project, was doing a book report. And we got to choose the book.
Yeah.
Easiest shit ever. I was reading a book at the time that I still have, that I still have not finished. But I was like, teach, I'm going to use this book. Yeah. And she was like, cool, I've never read that book. And I was like,
good. I can make up the ending.
But also, it's like one of the biggest pieces of literature. It's like, you know who Leo Tolstoy is, yes?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Like one of the biggest writers.
The last name for sure, Tolstoy sounds.
This was his like top 3 pieces of work. And
What's
she's like,
the book?
It's called Anna Karenina.
Okay, yes, Anna Karenina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leo Tolstoy wrote that. Yes, he wrote War and Peace, and then he wrote Anna Karenina. Like, those are his 2 big pieces of work. And she's like, yes. Oh, I've never read that. I've never heard of it. She said she'd never heard of it. I was like, you're an English teacher. What are you doing? How did you get your degree? Yeah,
Where's your degree?
Right?
Give it.
No way she had one. But yeah, she's like, oh, never heard of that one. I was like, oh, okay. It's a good book. It is, I will say, the first half is really good. Apparently it's not good enough to read the second half, but the first half is dope.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, I'm going to use this book. She's like, have you finished it? And I was like, no, but I can tell you I will finish it. And she's like, all right, if you are going to finish it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't finish it. I think I stopped reading it 4 days later. Because then, you know what it was? Then I wasn't reading it.
Because you had to.
Yep. Now that I'm saying that, that's definitely what it was. I really should pick it back up again because it is a good book. But anyway, she knew I stopped. I would read it in the middle of class. Like, she would be teaching and I'd be like, peace out. I'm going to read this book instead. And she wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that. And so she was like, where's your book? And I was like, I'm reading it. She's like, you're not reading it. She knew I wasn't reading it. She still gave me 100 on the report. I don't know why. Why the fuck? You know I didn't read it. You know I didn't do the work. And I told you that, like, the only reason I got passed for that book is because I told you and lied. Some teachers be like that, though. Anyway.
Have you ever read Count of Monte Cristo?
Here's the thing.
By, like, Edward Dumas or whatever?
Yeah. Twice I've tried.
Yeah.
The first time was when I was very young and my dad was like, this is a great book. And I was like, cool. I'm like 12. Totally. I'm going to try, but
That's about the age I was. That is dead ass about the age I was.
Really? You liked it?
It was in middle school that I did this book report.
Yeah.
That you had to present in front of the class. Here's the thing. You've never finished it? Yeah, fucking no one has. I don't think anyone has. Ask your dad, who said it was a great book. I bet he hasn't read, like, the last couple chapters.
He'll hear this and he'll call me up and be like, I did read it. I did read the whole book.
Tell me what happens, Jason. I didn't know. I just kind of... I said, this is... I know the story arc up to here. And, like, I got, like, to here in the story arc. There wasn't much left. And I was like,
I know where it's going.
This would be a good ending. Yeah, I know where it's going. So I either I did one of two things. Because here's the thing. Here's what scared the shit out of me. I was 12. Here's what happened. Hey, I'm gonna make a fake name for my teacher. Hey, Miss Debbie, can I borrow a couple pens, like a handful of pens? And you know, my teacher was like, sure. And she comes in, she's like, oh, what is y'all doing? And we're doing book reports. James is about to do his. I wasn't Jim at the time. Jim wasn't born in the forge. She was like, James is about to do his report on Count of Monkeys. She's like, oh, I love that book. I'll stay for that. My heart sunk. And either one of two things happened that day. Either of them is a fucking miracle. One, I pulled the ending of this book out of my ass and got it perfect. Or no one in that room was telling the truth about loving that book. Both adults in that room who went out of their way to say, I know that book. I love that book. I'm so excited to see your take on it as a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
So I either guessed the ending perfectly to where neither of them had questions, or I'm convinced no one's read the end of this book. No one knows how it ends. No one knows. Does it even? Turn after page like 126. Edward Dumas, literally, it's a dick.
Empty.
He's drawn a dick.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
I have a lot of crazy, as odd as this may sound, I have a lot of crazy middle school stories. Middle school. I peaked.
Stop. Imagine peaking in middle school. Oh,
Yeah,
that makes me
imagine
actually
it.
feel sick. You did not peak in middle school. Shut the fuck up. No one peaks in middle school. No one. James?
Hey, can we have Seth on the episode next week?
Why?
I went to middle school with him.
Is he going to say you peaked in middle school? Or did he peak in middle school?
We probably both peaked in middle school. Okay, I'll tell. Okay, I have so many stories, but we're nearing the end of the episode, so I'll tell one more, and I'll tell you whether you can decide whether or not we deserve to pull Seth in and literally have an episode talking about our middle school experience.
Go for it.
I already said in the South, a lot of the teachers are coaches. My history teacher that I had starting in 6th grade, so I had to be like 11, at least 10 at least. I was probably around 11. History teacher. He was the first guy to ever call me Jim. He called me Jimbo. Yeah, he was my history teacher. Coach T, cool guy.
He's your origin story.
Yeah, he called me every nickname.
Jim.
He called me every nickname under the sun. He called
That's
me
amazing.
Jimbo, called me Jim, Jim Bob, Jiminy Cricket. Like if you could, Jungle Jim, Slim Jim, anything with Jim, he called. And this wasn't just like a me-him thing. He just did that to every student. I have a friend named Rose, and every day during attendance, he would sing a line from Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Wow. He went all in.
He committed, and he loved his students, and you could tell.
How, super quick, and then I promise I'll let you do the story.
Yeah.
How, so, because there's some teachers who do that, and it's like, oh, what a sweet person. Then there's teachers who do it, and it's just really creepy. How do you...
It's literally consent of the nicknamed. Like, if the person you've given the nickname vibes with it, you're good to keep going. But if they don't, tell them to stop if you don't like them calling you that. Because, like, I had a person who, again, doesn't listen to this show, but I'll go ahead and, because I know she won't listen to this, I'll go ahead and won't say her name, but I will say as much as she housed me for a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived with her grandson in college, but and her grandson lived with her, so she housed me for like a year and a half. In high school, when I started going by Jim, she was like, "I hear you're going by Jim now," and I was like, "I am," and she was like, "Huh, I don't like that. I think James is a lot better," and then she walks away, and I was like, "Hey, I think bitch works better." I was like, I'm not gonna call you Miss Nothing. She wasn't housing me at the time, so like I didn't have to kiss her ass, but like
I had a teacher, and then I swear I'll be done. I swear.
You're good. I've got it.
But this is just such gold. I had a teacher, as the math teacher.
Yeah.
It was like, usually, there was this kid in my class. There's a lady who was named is a girl, not a lady. She was like 13. She was named Maddie with 2
Maddie.
D's.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah.
My math teacher,
Yeah.
one day,
Yeah.
said, "Hey, Maddie double D's."
Not allowed. Not allowed. Expelled.
Maddie double
Expelled.
D's.
Fired.
Come on, dude.
Where's it at?
How?
Where's it at? Here's my homework. Here's my homework from yesterday, by the way. My homework. Awesome. And, pink slip. You have 2 weeks. Get the fuck out.
Maddie double D's.
I want your name tag and that pencil you keep behind your ear and the little pocket calculator you have on my desk by noon. Out of here.
He was fired like 2 years later because he kept fighting kids, like wrestling children at a camp place. Like we would go to camp and he'd be like, "Who wants to wrestle?" This man's like 40. "Who wants to wrestle? What teenagers want to wrestle me right now?" And everyone would. They would all do it. And they'd kick his ass because he's 40. And he's like not in great shape. What the fuck? So then they told him to stop doing it. And then he was like, "Cool. Next year, who wants to fucking wrestle? I'm 41 now. Let's do it." And they were like, "Get it, leave. You're done. What is your problem?" Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead and tell your...
You're fine. I love
Give
that.
me your middle school.
No,
He's great.
so
He's
so
great.
yeah, this is the so that teacher was also a coach. He was the coach of the softball team for the school, middle school softball. Great sport.
Absolutely. So entertaining.
In middle school, did you go to public school or were you homeschooled?
I went to public school for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little known fact about public school to people who didn't go. The last month of the school year in anything but high school, so like elementary school, middle school, you just stop.
Oh.
You know how all they do is teach you how to take standardized tests so
Yeah.
you can score well on them and make the school look good?
Yeah.
And then eventually all those standardized tests prepare you for the nationwide standardized test, the SAT or the ACT, get you into a good college.
None of it matters.
They finished their curriculum. You took the standardized test. You got your results back. So what's left? What's left in their curriculum? For the last month of public school in middle schools and elementary school, you just play Kahoot. You just fucking play Tim and Moby all day. You watch Muppets Christmas Carol. You go outside and walk around on the grass for 10 fucking minutes. Come on. You just talk with the teacher. Can you imagine? Here's my thing. Is I remember having a lot of talks with the teacher. The day's over. You have 20 minutes until the bell rings and you can get on your bus. How often they just talk to their students, and it's looking back, we're 12. What kind of insightful conversation are you having? How are you gonna finish your day with a, "Hey man, how'd your track meet go?" I did good. I did good.
Hey,
I don't
man.
think I gave it my all, but it's no, it's good, man. Sometimes you gotta.
Hey man, what'd you think about Count of Monte Cristo? Tell me
What'd
your
you-
thoughts on the ending.
Did you like that book? Oh, I love that book.
I love that book. Hey, you pee in any electrical sockets lately? All right, go ahead.
You want to wrestle? Anywho.
Come on. Oh shit. Oh, that
Anywho,
one,
I can't get through this damn story to save my life.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. It's not your
There's
fault.
a lot of good stuff. Go ahead.
A lot of good stuff on. But so it was the end of the year. We had taken our tests, and they were like, "Who wants to stay in and watch?" I'm just gonna put a YouTube video, Nat Geographic, and I'm gonna go on Facebook. I'm literally about to go to Farmville or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it was 2012, so yeah.
Yeah, it was 2012, so I have a farm to tend to. I can
My
put
carrots
on.
are ready. If we could please finish this up, please.
We can put on Nat Geo, or you can go with Mr. S's class, outside to the football field and just walk around for an hour and then come back in order for the periods to change. You're gonna change fifth period, and then you go back outside with Mr. S, who you have next. But so we go outside. I'm outside. Oh, magic. The football field and the baseball field were right next to each other because why wouldn't they be?
Of course.
And we're kids. We're 12.
You are.
There's dirt And because it's the baseball field, it's made of dirt. There's no grass. The diamond is made of dirt.
Full dirt. Full on
Full
dirt.
dirt. So it had rained a couple days ago, which meant that the top was dry, but the bottom still slightly moist. And the color difference between the two. No. Bob Ross couldn't have mixed it better. Wonderful contrast of the two. Full drawings could be made with this type of dirt.
Oh yeah.
And so we did. There was a little heart somewhere. Someone made a little. I did my name. Did my little signature. I said, Jim's dragging his foot. And I trudged, I limped with my foot. I didn't draw on nothing. I took my foot and I dragged it. And I spent 30 minutes doing this. Across the widest part of the field, the diamond, the widest part and the longest part, the biggest surface area, it was a canvas to me. I just trudged, and then everyone's like, Jim, what the hell? And I'm like, listen, I know I'm 12, but you gotta trust me for 5 fucking minutes. We had to go back inside, half an hour later. We all went back up to class, got our book bags and everything, and I was like, we look out, I had drawn a snowman that from the second floor was massive. He had a scarf, he had a corncob pipe, he had a top hat. I drew a snowman, proper frosty. Viewable from the second story, looking down. It looked awesome. That's not the end of the story. This is why I'm about to get to the end, because the episode needs to end. But this will determine whether or not we have to have an episode with Seth as a guest on whether or not we peaked in middle school. I'm walking through the hall next day. Jimbo, Jimmy Cricket, Jim Bob, Coach T.
Coach T.
He's on hall. He's on hall duty. He's watching kids walk from class to class. I have 5 minutes to get there. I have everything I already need in my book bag. So I'm just walking by. Hey, Jimbo. I know who that is. Only one person calls me Jimbo because I go by James. And I turn around. It's Coach T. I go, hey, Coach T. He was like, hey, I had a little birdie tell me that, remember, he coaches softball.
Yeah.
He was like, I had a little birdie tell me that you drew a big picture on that field. And I was like, yeah, I drew a snowman. I'm 12. And he was literally like, hey, I know academic stuff, it's over. We're watching Nat Geo. We're going outside. The huge. Softball season, it's 2 weeks from being over. That field is in use every day after school. I had to spend an hour flattening the dirt. Because what you have to do is you have to take a fucking four-wheeler, put on an attachment that flattens it. You don't want a bumpy playing field. You have to actually, treat to your field. So he had to go out there and spend an hour after school that day. He's like, I spent so long cleaning that field. He's like, I spent so long cleaning that field. I was 12 years old. He said, I spent an hour cleaning that field. And he looks at me for a reaction, and I just go, did a poor job. There's dirt everywhere. And I walked to my...
Stop!
He couldn't stop me. He wanted to be like, Jimbo! He couldn't stop himself. He was like, he got me.
It's a damn good
He
line.
let me walk away. I saw it on his face. It twisted. It contorted. He was upset. He was laughing his ass off. He was a dead ass, 12 years old. He's like, I spent an hour cleaning that field after you fucked it up yesterday. And I was like, didn't do a good job. There was dirt everywhere.
Studio audience just goes nuts.
Studio audience loses it. Credits roll. My fist in the air as I walk away.
Yeah, you know what?
And that's just scratching the surface. Seth knows there's so many more.
I think you peaked in middle school.
I think I'm middle school. We'll see. I'm only 21. We have
Yeah, it's
plans.
true. You've got a whole 40. You're gonna die at 60. I was gonna say you're a fourth done, and then I was like, it changed in the middle. I don't know what I did, but you're
plans.
like a quarter of the way.
We have big plans.
We have really big plans.
We won't announce stuff, but
No.
cool stuff coming up. It'll be
Really
pretty
cool
soon.
stuff.
Only a few more episodes until one of the things happens.
We're thinking of different plans.
All of our plans. We have multiple plans. We have plans
do
for
have
this show,
multiple plans.
and we have plans outside of the show.
Yes, we do. I thought that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
we
be a
just
little bit
have
longer.
we just have creative plans.
Yes. Very
But
exciting plans.
yeah, very exciting. For the show as well. It'll only be a couple of episodes before that happens.
Yeah,
so-
that's crazy.
We can announce that at a later date when we have some more things solidified.
Yeah. But let's just say today we got a little bit of a flavor towards that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Good. Yes. With that,
Oh.
I want to go ahead and say a huge thank you. No, Christian has a thing.
I was just going to say before that, at some point, you just need to, because I'm going to forget. I have so many stories of that math teacher, and I need to get them all out at some point, but we can do it at a later date. They're
When
so
we do
good,
when we do the episode with Seth about middle school,
Yes.
those might naturally come up.
That's
if not, we'll make sure to
absolutely
remind
fair. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. All right, go ahead.
So, thank you all so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Miller and Jamie, two people that donate monthly to the podcast to keep your viewing and listening experience as best as it possibly can be. If you are able to do the same and would like to do the same, you can go to anchor.fm, that is anchor.fm/anythingbut, and that will bring you to our homepage, and you'll see the little donate button or subscribe or whatever it is. You'll see it. And you can subscribe in tiers of 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or $9.99 a month. And any of that helps, but not as much as just coming back every week and staying with us and sticking by us and listening to us talk about middle school and piss and
This is back, baby.
Burger King.
Yeah, it's a good eclectic group of things today.
Yeah, good.
Not-
Dude, when
not
I'm
for
writing
like
the
to use the
episode
word.
descriptions, it's so wild because I have to be like, what did we talk about? Because I write them a week later. I really need to
Yeah.
write them as soon as we hang up.
It's where the fresh on the brain.
But like, it's like this week, Jim and Christian talk about, and I'm like, what the hell did we talk? And then I skip through the podcast, and I'm like, oh, like 80 things. We talked
Yeah.
about 80 things.
We do go through quick, yeah. Just
Dude, we're telling a story, and then it branches, and it never loops back. And
Nope.
we mean to make it. That's our show. It's like, it's just like we're trying to make a point, and we never get there. Because just as we're about to like be like, and that's what brings us back to my point. Boom. There's my point.
another thing. Yeah.
Right as we end that branch, it's like, oh, piss?
We gotta talk about piss.
You're right.
We
So-
can't just leave this moment without talking about piss.
We can't do it. We're a sucker for a good story, so.
It's in our contract.
And I don't mind it. It's real funny.
It's a great time.
Makes for some
dude.
good laughs.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
And so, we love you guys. We really do. And
So
next week, same time,
Sounds good to me.
we will see you all then. Love you guys.
Mwah. Love you all. Bye.
Fuck yeah!